yourself for the apocalypse.
Alright Guardians, what's going on? It's your favorite Warlock back again, Soul Harvester, and yesterday Heroic Menagerie came out, and I know a lot of people are trying to get in there, and it is actually fairly difficult if you don't have a coordinated team. It's not match made, so you will have to bring in 6 Guardians of your own, but if you get a good team together, I wanted to show you some of the tips we learned yesterday. We went through about 5 times here, as you can see, and it was good. We got a good strategy down. A lot of us got some decent armor and masterwork weapons. You get automatically at the beginning of your first run, I should say, of Heroic Menagerie, you will get a fully masterworked either piece of armor or weapon, depending on what you put into your chalice. And you will also get the Izanagi's Burden Catalyst, as long as you have the weapon and also have your chalice fully upgraded. But yeah, so we'll get in here and I'll show you what we did, and hopefully it'll help you guys out. Alright, so as far as team configuration goes, we pretty much just used 2 wells for 90% of it, and another important part is actually a Titan shield. So we found, especially with the Singe being void this week and a lot of the enemies shooting void, you get one shot at a lot. So having the Titan barricade shield actually really helped out in this one. You can block most of that damage while you guys shoot through, and gives you a little bit of extra buff. As far as Gauntlet goes, it's pretty self-explanatory. You throw down a well, pop the Titan shield so that it blocks the damage from the boss. I believe 2 of them will one-shot you because they're void damage, or pretty close to it, even in the well, so the shield is very important. Then make your runs across. You can use the grenade launcher to make sure that if anybody dies, you still get full progression through the encounter, and then continue on to the next boss and repeat the process. It's pretty easy. You can get about halfway with each encounter. If you complete 2 encounters, that will get you full progress, and you only have to do, I believe it's Gauntlet, Crystal, and Lamplights. I didn't include the lamplighting section. That's actually very easy. It never goes past the 750 mark, so everybody should be at power as long as you're all at 750, and you just throw down a well and take out the bosses and light the lamps. It's pretty easy. I didn't feel like that was something that needed to be taking up time in the video, so I didn't include it. But yeah, just make sure you use, as you see here, the grenade glitch, and you won't have any problems with the Gauntlet whatsoever. Alright, next up here is going to be Crystal, and if you come in here, it's fairly easy to, most of them are easy as long as you have the well and you guys are really coordinated. Like I said, it goes really easy with coordination. If you're not coordinated and everybody's running around doing their own thing, you're going to wipe pretty quick. This one, especially if you are not in good spots, it will be a little rough for, a lot of them shoot void damage, again, like I said. What we're doing here is, before you rally, I didn't do it myself, but before you rally, if you throw down your wells and shoot your tethers and stuff early, and then start the encounter, you can get, you'll have extra supers going on, and you have a bunch of orb generation to begin with. You're going to just throw down your wells and pop the crystals like normal. Later, it will get a little intense. Once you hit the 770 mark, and you have to run out on your own to kill crystals, it can get a little wipey. As long as you guys are good about reses and are careful, you should be alright. But yeah, Titan shield again, very important. I really like that Titans are relevant at this point. It seems like, I don't know how we would have done some of these encounters without that, so that's very important. Make sure you do have a Titan and wells. Other than that, a tether is really good, so a hunter there, just for orb generation and to keep the enemies from getting in on you and meleeing you. But yeah, as long as you get that stuff down, it should be fine, and we'll move on to the boss. Alright, so for this part, I'm actually just going to walk you through step by step as we do the encounter, and you will see what we did. The boss is going to shoot void damage. It will one-shot you, and so we put the well back here in this corner. You can use this pillar to kind of block the boss's shots while you clear up ads and take out your harpies. We focused on the left harpy every time, that way it was closest to us, unless one of them will sometimes come up onto the platform with you. As soon as the harpy's down, you're going to jump down, your titan's going to throw up his shield to block the shots from the boss, and you're going to throw down a well. A couple of grenades and some primary shots should take out the shield. After that, you're going to switch to heavies and unload on them as much as possible. We are using Swarm of the Raven, I was also using Orwing's Maul, and then for secondary damage, we switched to Outbreaks. As long as everyone is using Outbreak, it's a good weapon. If not, keep in mind, if only 2 people are using it, you're not getting that stack damage, and you are not doing any more than, maybe slightly more than a regular primary. Both my grenade launchers have spike grenades, it's very important. But yeah, we would just switch back and forth in between these 2 wells, and to avoid the walls, continue to do DPS, and move on from there. As soon as he's done with DPS and his shield goes back up, you're going to move back into the corner, and hang out there for a little while. After your first phase of damage is over, you're going to have hobgoblins spawn on both sides at the very top. You want to take these out as quickly as possible, and then focus on the rest of the adds that come in around the boss. Tether up front is extremely crucial for this. You can also generate a lot of orbs back here to get everybody's supers back before the next damage phase. You want to make sure everything is down for the most part before you take out your harpies. If you have a bunch of adds laying around while you're doing your harpies, it's going to be all bad. The third round of damage, or after the second round of damage, I should say, you're going to have 3 hydras that spawn, 1 left, 1 right, 1 middle. You need to kill these as quickly as possible. Just because you are in a well, don't feel like you're safe. You will still be one-shotted by most of these void adds. And it is not fun at all, just like that. So once you get to the last phase of damage, you're going to have the double walls going on. And what we did for that was, all we did was we changed the well placement a little bit. I'll show you here in just a moment. Remember, every time you go down to take down the shield, you're going to do this in the same spot. Just right over here on the left-hand side. Use the Titan shield and the wells and make sure to keep yourselves alive. These adds have to come down before you worry about that. You're going to jump in here and take down his shield. Now, we put the wells on, there are 2 staircases on the front just below, I guess it wouldn't be the stage, the entrance. And you could just run back and forth. The pillars are going to mark basically where these walls are, if you haven't noticed that in normal. We just threw our wells up here at the very top of these 2 staircases, and you can just run back and forth, and it gives you plenty of time to do damage from being back far in the room. If you do that up close where we were before for damages, it doesn't give you as much time to get your shots off. And at this point, you guys should be done. The boss is dead, and you have completed Heroic Menagerie. Like I said, remember when you do your first thing each week, I don't believe it's per character, I believe it's per account, you will get a fully masterworked either weapon or piece of armor, depending on what you have slotted in your chalice, and you will get the Izanagi's Burden Catalyst, as long as your chalice is fully upgraded and you have unlocked the weapon. The swords, however, drop from the boss, like the Escalation Protocol bosses do, and so that's a very rare drop. We did it, I think, 5 times, and none of us got the swords. Or no, I think one of us got a sword. So it's very rare. You're going to be running this a lot if you want to try to get those swords, but I know I'm definitely going to be trying. I want to try that new Quick Fang with Surrounded, and I also want to try counter attack out and see how that goes. But yeah, that's about it for me, and if you guys like what I do, make sure you leave a comment and subscribe. Likes are appreciated as well, and yeah, until next time, bye.